I didn't talk to him today, but our training staff did, and he's just been really sick, but making some improvements. So we'll see how he is.
Optimistic that he'll be able to return Saturday or sometime next week?
Yeah, I am because it's just, it's just an illness. It's not related to anything else.
Is it like a bug or a
Yeah,
fever?
just a bug. Yeah.
Bug. And Draymond is probable for tonight. If he does play, will he be on any minutes restriction, or is it?
No.
Going back to Sunday, what do you feel like can carry over from Sunday into today? I mean, what's
Our pace and ball movement. We did a great job of running the floor, and we have to play fast without Steph and Jimmy. We have to create advantages by really getting the floor spaced, and just running early, running to the corners. You establish the spacing at the early part of the possession. It just makes everything go smoother, and I thought that's what we did well on Sunday.
50-plus three-point attempts. Do you want to stick with that kind of volume, or is that just really getting
If we're open, yeah. I mean, we're going to shoot a lot of threes every game. I'm fine with that. I just want good shots. I want rhythm shots, and we generated a lot of those on Sunday, and that's a result of the pace and the spacing. So it's the process that matters. The numbers that come out on the attempts I don't really care about. It's more just the quality of each possession and the tone we're setting.
Moses said that one of the keys to his success is that he's simplifying the game, really just focusing on the things he's good at. When it comes to young players, a lot of them want to expand their game and do more. As a coach, how do you, I guess, approach that, like telling them, hey, just focus on what you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to do a million things. How does that work as a young player?
Yeah, I tell all our guys that, that the best way to get on the floor is to do the things you're good at that can help the team win. And if you do that and you do those things consistently and you keep working, not only do you add to your game as you go, but you also can expand your role as you get older and players move on and you establish yourself. There's definitely a kind of a natural evolution that happens, a natural progression, and but try to do too much too soon, you might play your way out of the lineup.
Coach, James in his pregame presser talked reverently about Draymond and basically said he was the Lawrence Taylor of your team as far as a leader goes. Do you see that comparison?
Draymond is one of the great defenders of all time. He's one of the great competitors. He's one of the main reasons for this run. Obviously, he and Steph are the two drivers, Clay, Andre Iguodala. But Draymond is so unique, so different, and that combination of that incredible brain for defense especially, and that fierce competitive desire, it's set a tone here for a decade plus, and he's just been an amazing winner, and he can still help us win. And that's the challenge for him now as he gets a little bit older and body doesn't quite hold up like it once did. He's got to use that brain, and without Steph, without Jimmy, we have to figure out different ways of attacking and different ways for him to be effective, and that's a big part of what we're trying to do right now.
Follow-up, you played with Michael in Chicago, and as he got older, you saw him use his brain, but also develop a fadeaway.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty doggone good. When you look at Draymond, not comparing to Mike, but just when you talk about that adjustment, is it more, you find it first to be physical or mental when guys are kind of
Every player's different based on skill. I think in general, the highly skilled players like Steph tend to age better because they can rely on their skill if their body fails them. And so it's harder for a guy like Draymond, who has made his entire place in the league by being smarter and tougher and better defensively. than other people figuring out the game. So it's not as simple as, hey, Draymond, just to add a low post move like Michael Jordan did. You know, it's really about deciphering, all right, how are we playing now without Steph, without Jimmy? What does this group have to do, and how can I fit into that? And that's a discussion that he and I have had. You know, we've talked about it a lot in recent weeks, and he's just been awesome. You know, the way he's treating this part of his career with dignity. You know, he understands that it's a tough time for every athlete when you're you know, you're nearing the end, and you're not quite as good as you used to be. How to reconcile that and still be really effective, you know, because it's you know, I've said this, but one of the reasons Draymond is Draymond is because he's convinced himself he's the baddest man on the planet, and so it's been very effective for him. And but all of a sudden, age starts to catch up to you, and trying to convince yourself of that is much harder. But can you embrace it? Can you embrace where you are, how you can be effective now? That's what I'm trying to help him with, just so that he can finish things these next couple of years how he wants to, on his terms.
Trey Murphy has been one of the biggest bright spots of the Pelicans season, the fact that he just continues to make progressions, it seems like every year. With his participation in the USA basketball, I was wondering what have you seen in terms of just the way that he's developed as a player, kind of becoming more well-rounded, basically?
Well, he's obviously a great shooter. I think he's gotten more and more confident in his offensive abilities. He's kind of at that stage now where he's had a few years in the league and worked his way up. And you know, I don't know him that well, but watching him, he just looks like he's playing with a ton of confidence.
Is the plan for D'Anthony to be out tomorrow?
Yeah.
Is he closer to playing back-to-backs, or is there any chance that he will?
I guess he's closer because we're getting deeper into the season. He's feeling pretty well. It's something that Rick and I will discuss, you know, at the end of this week. We've got a bunch of back-to-backs, I think, in March, and that discussion will definitely happen, but not there yet, obviously.
Did Steph make the trip?
No. Yeah. He stayed back to work with Rick and the staff. Thanks.